Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Deck Doctor series. You guys liked the first one, and honestly, it was really fun to do. I enjoyed watching you guys talk, and I was just like the producer in the background being like, oh crap, get a picture of Vicious blow up now! So we're back with another one. I'm going to say at the beginning right now, if you like this series and you want us to keep doing it, we actually need your help, because it relies on deck lists from you guys, where we're going to look at your deck list, look at your goal for the deck list, and we're going to deck doctor it and just kind of like help you achieve that goal more for things that we think might not be working as well as they could, and the alternatives that will get there. You can let those links know in the comments down below, or in the description of the video you can find a link to our Discord channel, where we have a pretty bumpin' Arkham Horror channel in that Discord. And post it there, and then also come talk to me and Travis sometimes posts, and a bunch of other great people about Arkham Horror, the card game. And I think your last post was just the number of cards in
Ruger, yeah.
So today, like the last one, I'm gonna kind of just be in the background getting slides up. I'll join in when I can. This one actually will probably be easier because we can like look at each other while we're doing this. Yeah, the goal for this one by Kevin McCauley is Luke Robinson Clue Getter deck, which I'm just going to confirm this to make sure, but I believe it is the second half to Mark Harrigan. So Mark Harrigan's the fighter, and Luke Robinson is the Clue Getter. They don't have any Mythos packs for Dream Eaters or Circle Undone, so we are not going to be including those. And before I retreat into my production guy, my first thought while building this deck list was that if you have Mark Harrigan as your Clue Getter, you realistically probably don't need the Azure Flame or the Shriveling.
I think if you have Mark Harrigan as your Clue Getter, you're pretty
the Monster Hunter. Thank you for that. But yeah, now I will actually retreat, and in that case, if he's your Clue Getter, you need those spells, and you probably want to run more. Yeah. All right. Before we go to the stoplight, I'll let you guys just have like an initial conversation about this guy.
All right, Brent. So what do we like about this deck? It's like clearly trying to use the brain half of Luke as opposed to the book half, book bit. We don't have that many ways to bump up our book. We got the perception, yeah, and then we got the spells for getting the clues consistently. On the perception, like there's like encyclopedia, I guess, to bump up your book, and you could commit your working a hunch, and it seems the yellow colors. Wrong. It does. So what does Luke Robinson do well?
Well, Luke Robinson plays a lot of cards from the Circle Undone really well.
Yeah, it does make it a bit harder, but
yeah, it is a little tough. There are some really solid purple events out of that cycle. I think
Dream Eaters as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like obviously, if we're not playing events and taking advantage of our character card, like, what are we doing? And the answer is ignoring monsters and leaving, our partner to do whatever.
Yeah,
that's his problem now.
It is his job, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that so we're playing the arcane research, so we do probably want to focus more on the spells. It looks like that's what he's got going on here. And I think we want to be looking at mostly just events for the yellow cards. Yeah. I'm assuming that he's got investigator decks, I guess.
They didn't say no, so I imagine we could run with him. Yeah. Oh no, he has Azure Flame, so yeah.
And he must have it in his myth as well.
Yeah.
Which is good, because there's some real strong cards for Luke there I'm eager to play with, actually. Yeah, I think so. If we're gonna push away the book side, we can probably I can start off, the Clairvoyances and Rise Seekings are good, the Arcane Research is good, Holy Rosary is good, Arcane Initiate's all good. Yeah, those are pretty...
Voice of Ra is not good.
Yeah, I was going to do the good ones first.
Yeah. That's fair.
Drawn to the Flame good, Warder Protection good, Working a Hunch good, and Uncage the Soul good as well. Though the War King of Hunch might get bumped out just because it costs 2 resources. We might struggle for that a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, working on hunch is pretty solid though.
Yeah.
Especially in 2-player where the clue counts are smaller. Getting one
Yeah.
clue is much more relevant.
No, that's fair, that's fair. I'm just a little bit concerned with the economy right now because the stuff that I would suggest putting in for most yellow deck economies, you're looking at like Dr. Milan and Crack the Case, neither of which are options here. Could just play Emergency Cash, could just play Cryptic Writings.
Dr. Milan is completely an option.
Kinda. Like, not using the book is kind of meh though, right?
Yeah, I would...
Because if you want to play the spells, you want to be focusing on getting this. You don't want to be like half-assing it, right?
no, if I was looking for economy, I'd probably play like David Renfield.
Yeah, that's a
Because
fair.
he's another disposable ally.
I think that's a better option than the art
Yeah,
student, because the art student has to get the clue at your location
Yeah.
too, right? This guy's from Carcosa. He said he's playing the Carcosa campaign, so you have to have him.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. Yeah.
Yeah, he also gives you a static +1 brain in addition to a big pile of resources. Sure, putting extra Doom into play is like always a little worrying, but
But he's pretty.
he's
Don't DMC.
yeah, demonetized. No.
yeah with only 1 sanity, he's just about the easiest thing in the world to get killed.
Yeah.
He also takes 2 hearts, which is pretty complimentary to Luke's 5 hearts, so that's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah, and you can even get rid of him by just playing an arcane initiate.
Yeah.
Although she also comes with Doom.
I think that the Azure Flame and the Shriveling are both pretty easy cuts.
Mhm.
If you are Luke, you are not fighting enemies, especially if your teammate is Mark Arrogant.
If
Yes.
you are looking for options to fight enemies, though, because feasibly, sometimes you need to bail your goon out. Sometimes you just see a bunch of monsters in a row and it's not a good time. I would pick to play 2 copies of Storm of Spirits.
It's a pretty solid choice. I'd pick Knife Hands if you had it, but
Yeah, well, yeah,
Spectral Razor.
yeah. I would also pick Knife Hands, but
That ain't an option here.
it's not an
Storm of
option,
Spirits
so-
is a pretty solid choice. When I play Luke decks, I quite often play like at least 1 copy of Storm, just because like it commits for a brain, which is a skill you're using all the time, and it's just sometimes when it's good, man.
when it's good, it's good.
This
Yeah.
is Knife Hands, as we call it, Spectral Razor, but this is from Dark Side of the Moon, so unfortunately we can't put it in this deck, but great card if you're
Yeah.
building like pretty much any Mystic.
We call it Knife Hands because her hand is a
Yeah.
knife.
Yeah, do you see it, everybody?
You see the picture?
No, but Storm of Spirits does a solid job of like being that bail your goon out button.
Yeah.
Because if they can't kill the enemies they're engaged with after they've all taken 2, what did they put in their deck? Like
Yeah.
they need to reevaluate what sort of
Yeah.
weapons and things they have.
Also, for people who are like why it's so easy for Luke Robinson to run away, you just like press the button on this dream gate, on this gate box, and you go to this location and you're just there. So like it's the panic button that you can press, and then you get to move to any revealed location, which assuming is a different location, because if it's the only location that's revealed, your goon is there to also help you save the day.
So can you bring up Gatebox again for a second?
Yeah, of course, I would love to.
Yeah, so like we could also play like Eldritch Sophist as an ally. To kind of like twink our charges around on the between. We don't have a use for the secrets on the Sophist really, but we can move around the charges between the investigation spells and the Gatebox if we need. I do think that Renfield is probably just a better choice then, though.
Yeah, like costing 4 is pretty taxing on your deck's economy.
Yeah, like we'd be looking at running probably like emergency caches and cryptic ratings, in addition to what we've got here. If we're gonna play that too, but I think David Renfield's pretty.
Yeah.
This is a good place for him.
So we think that over the art student, I heard you guys saying?
Yeah, our students like. So our students like fine getting a free clue and stuff and providing some soak, but like again, it's a little expensive for what it does here. Especially since as Luke, you're probably just like not gonna be taking all that much damage all the times.
Yeah, he's a very defensive investigator because he has good brain and like he'll have better brain, and then he's also going
It's got
to
a solid foot too.
yeah, and like he also just has that panic button that he can just press to.
Yeah. I will say I am not a fan of the card Open Gate.
It's kind of cute with Luke, but I think
Yeah.
it's a lot more valuable with high investigator counts.
You would be
Yes.
you would likely be better served just playing shortcut out of the core set
And that's also
from
like,
Dunwich.
or Dunwich. Yeah, sure, whatever. Dunwich is the core
It's
set.
not the core set.
It is.
I mean, it's probably going to be included in the updated core set.
No, it's
so
not.
then-
They said only have experience cards, Justin.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
All right, level 2 shortcut, baby. Let's go.
I wouldn't be surprised if that got on. But yeah, like, throw a shortcut in here. That card's great.
Yeah, shortcut is real cool. It does because as Luke, the open gates aren't going to do too much for you because you can just be wherever you want to be.
Can I make a small thing? Because we're cutting those three open gates. Because
Yeah.
there's 3
Yeah.
of them, right?
Yeah.
2 shortcuts and then the second Holy Rosary.
There's one on order.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we do 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a list at the top. Wow.
So the thing about the why having 2 Holy Rosaries good is it's a card you want to see. It gets your brain up to 5, which is much better than 4. Like it's just sorry, like I mean it's only 1 increase, but like trust me, a lot of enemies have 3, and now it's not a problem. And then when they get 5, it's even, and when they have 4, it's even easier to get through that. So I'll just make those changes.
I'd also like to see Encyclopedia go. I think that card's kind of trashier. Spending an action to like either get +2 to 2 investigation checks for yourself or have your fighter. Like your fighter should be able to. If your fighter is Mark Harrigan and has 5 punch and can't get their punch high enough to kill monsters, like you gotta do better, man.
Yeah, Mark Harrigan does have like he's just a
Your
pile of
fighter,
cards.
Mark Harrigan shouldn't need your help, man.
Yeah, Mark Harrigan, like, that's the thing, like, I do see this a lot, and I also, like, I get it. When you're playing the game, you want to be prepared for anything, right? Like, you want to just, like, you don't want to be in that situation where an enemy is going to show up and you're going to be screwed, right? Like, you want to be prepared for anything you need to. You also see it a lot in fighter and in decks that are built for fighting. They're going to play cards that get clues because they don't want to do nothing in the turns where they don't have anything. But the sooner you stop worrying about stuff like that and like have your decks hyper focus on what you're doing, you're gonna just succeed more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like playing any sort of role playing game, right? You don't want you generally speaking you don't want to be a generalist because it means that you're just kind of okay at everything. What you want to be is like really good at the thing you do.
yeah. And like this does change when you're playing with 3 or 4 players. Then you can like build a generalist
Yeah.
if the other players like are pulling like just like their side a bit more.
We have actually an entire video about this concept.
We do, yes. So I can, if I remember, I can put that in the comments. And if I didn't put it in the, in the description. And if I didn't put it in the description and you want me to put that, I'll put it in. Just remind me in the comments and I will do it lickety split, just like that. And like when we're saying all this as well, like when we come to this deck doctoring series, we're going to spend the most time talking about the cards that are like we don't think fit or that we think are bad for this deck. But if you look at this deck, we've only added now 2 cards to the good side. The majority of this deck and most of the decks that we get in this are like, there's great cards in here. There's just the few little small pieces that don't fit as well as the other ones do.
Yep.
I got a couple cards to offer
Oh, sure,
up
yeah.
that are really good. So we should play Promise of Power because it's really good,
It is.
and getting +4 to a skill test is a lot.
I mean, like, realistically, that, like, does the job of the encyclopedia, so, like, we could just, like, replace those, and then they don't have, it's 2 resources cheaper.
And the other card that is from Innsmouth in particular that I think would fare very well here is Deep Knowledge.
Oh, yeah, is that the draw card one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another great one, too.
Yeah.
This card is, like, really good. It's just 3 cards for free, and sometimes you don't have to be the one getting the cards.
Yeah, and actually, honestly, with Mark Harrigan, that can sometimes be good, especially, like, if he's used a lot of his skill cards to help things, or, like, he needs to find another weapon because his first gun's empty. This is a way that you can help them without spending a card, like, shriveling to do it.
It also cares about what location you're at, so you get to feel smart when you're playing Luke.
Hey, look at that. And that's also, it also is great with Luke because Luke is, he's an event-heavy investigator. So you're going to want to refill your hand because you are going to be playing a lot of events.
Yeah, and a lot of my previous, I've played Luke a fair bit. He's probably one of my most played
get this out of here.
investigators. And I would play Preposterous Sketches quite a lot, but I don't think I will ever play Preposterous Sketches over Deep Knowledge now.
Nah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I think that we could. So I would also suggest playing, like when we get to the upgrades, playing Stirring Up Trouble. And if we were going to look at playing Stirring Up Trouble, we could also potentially play Eye of Chaos instead of one of the other investigating spells. We might even want to just play one copy of it in general, just to have that 5th spell so you can consistently find it. Is something to consider, I think.
What was the other card we just added? Deep Knowledge.
I think something else to look at that might not be a bad choice is like an evasion spell. Just like one on the off chance that you come across an enemy who needs to be evaded. Like a big thick monster that Mark Kerrigan needs 2 or 3 turns to deal with.
So with those ones we have Mists. We have this one, and then we also have
Do you remember?
that's the art.
Starts with an E.
E. Ooh.
E.
Oh, the ghost one. I wasn't even thinking about the ghost one. Yeah, this ghost one would be pretty sweet.
Oh no, that's from Dream Eaters though.
There's
what's the? It's from the you know the art. She's pushing away.
Yeah, it definitely starts with an E still.
It's from Jacqueline Fine. We also have the Dexter Drake one.
Shroud of Shadows? Shroud of Shadows is pretty solid, but I think that Miss is just better than it.
I do agree, because it also costs 2, right? Yeah. Which is big. This one does have, like...
more charges.
It has more charges. This one also has, like, some, like, cheeky curse synergy, because you have your Promise of Power and your Deep Knowledge that can take advantage of it. But if we're just looking at, like, the value of what it is, Mists is just cleaner and easier.
Yeah, Mist is good. There's an event that does a damage to the evaded enemy, I think.
Blinding Light.
Yeah.
That one's also a pretty solid choice.
So that could be
Justin needs
not
to
such
know.
a bad.
Yeah, like we don't need to play any of these evasion spells, and to be honest, like looking at the final deck list, we probably won't, but you definitely could. Ineffable Truth, that's what I was thinking. It doesn't start with an E.
Yeah.
It
has an E sound.
It could.
It sounds like an E, but it's an I. Yeah, and there she is. She got Thanos snapped away.
Yeah. This one's also a solid choice. It's probably like the better choice. I mean, it is the same 3 money, 3 charges as Shroud of Shadows, but it's like a little bit better if your intention is to knock an enemy down and then kick it while it's down, as opposed to actually trying to get away from it, which Miss is much better for.
Yeah, let me just update this deck list over here.
Yeah, like I don't think we need to play one of these, but it is definitely something to consider.
Deep Knowledge.
I would like to see, I think, a singleton copy of like Eye of Chaos, though. Oh, you know what else we could play? We could play Sixth Sense, man. We should be playing Sixth Sense. What the hell are we doing?
Sixth Sense, isn't Sixth Sense,
Oh, yeah, damn it.
Yeah, because we can't.
Yeah,
That's why. That's why.
No, so you're good. Past Travis nailed it.
Yeah.
Present Travis. Present Travis. We need to have a talking to.
Yeah, he's kind of stupid.
2 times Promise of Power.
There's like a cheeky thing that we could do where like we play Connect the Dots.
That's so expensive.
It is real expensive.
That's so much money, dude.
It is real expensive.
What, you can play in case Mark gets the last clue of his location?
Yeah. Sorry, what's
but like, we can spend 6 money.
I'm going to just burn
I don't want
the
to play
stoplight.
Working on Hunch anymore.
Working on Hunch, I think, is gone anyway. I just think I haven't removed it yet.
Perception should get Gorp too. The only reason that we would be playing Perception in this deck is if we were trying to use Enraptured to put more charges on our gate box or our spells, and that's not really... there's a whole lot of other things that would need to get changed for that to work. We'd be playing like St. Hubert's Key, and then I'd be complaining about how Practice Makes Perfect isn't in this card pool. You know, there's a lot of things that we need to change for that, so... How many cards do we have?
Great question. I don't even know if this is right anymore. While doing it live, we kind of just like fly by the seat of our pants.
Because you're talking too much and not enough administrative work.
Doing it live.
Production work.
I don't know how to do this. I'm having a problem right now. This was so much easier when I was just sitting on my computer.
Side by side so you can see like the left half of the card.
No, wrong
Put
one.
it on top.
There we go. Boom.
Yeah.
Alright, so then Arcane Initiate. You're hanging out over here having a good time. Drawn to the flame. You're an event. You can just like pop out there. Okay, we're good. We're back on it. Voice of Ra is over here. It has to get cut. So why are we cutting Voice of Ra 2 here? We can kind of just talk about that while I'm doing this.
Voice of Ra is inconsistent money if you're not playing.
Jack-
It's good if you're playing.
Jacqueline.
Yeah, or like Olive.
Yeah.
But you gotta have a way to look at more tokens, and we don't, so it's bad.
Yeah,
well,
it's
it's not bad. It's just worse than the other options.
The math says it's worse than emergency cash if you don't have a way to, change the math.
Yeah.
And we kind of just don't have that here, which is totally fair. You don't have to. There's a lot of different ways to play the game.
Yeah.
This card is just not good if you're playing the game this way. You'd be better served with emergency cash or, emergency cash.
I feel like it's going a 1-1 split on Storm of Spirits, and I have Chaos.
Oh, I don't like I have Chaos, but
I would also rather be playing Sixth Sense. But I think it would be good to have, like, because we're entirely dependent on brain tests to get clues. If we don't have clues, then if we don't have a brain test thing, we aren't doing anything. You know?
yeah, that's fair.
I suppose it could just be like, so we currently have 4 cards that let us like play the game good, and Drawn to the Flame also technically does, like, helps us. And then we have 2 Arcane Initiates to find them, and that's not good enough, in my opinion. I think we either need more ways, I guess for the deep knowledge as well, but we either need more ways to find our cards that do things, or more cards that do things.
And then, like, in the future, I don't know if this was in your packs. It's not. Never mind. I'd say when you get upgrading, Dark Side of the Moon is a great way that you can replace one of your spells with this to find them.
Nice try, Justin.
But you don't have it. Yeah, nice try, present Justin. You suck. I do see what you're saying, Travis. Having 5 just makes it so more likely for you to get going. Like, really, like, this deck would kill. Like, it would kill for Sixth Sense. So, if you ever find the Wages of Sin when you're just at the local game shop, just pick that one up. It'll be really good for your deck, I promise.
Sixth Sense is real strong.
Yeah.
How many cards do we have?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. So
Did you count Arcane Research?
I did, yes.
So we have 2 slots open.
We also have the Voice of Ra and the Perceptions that we need to change as well.
Okay, well, those can get kill. I would like to see, like, one more skill card in general.
Yeah.
Fearless might not be an awful choice, actually, here.
If you've got Innsmouth,
Plan of action?
plan of action is like pretty solid here. It can commit for all kinds of different things here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually
It's a very versatile card.
with Luke, you'll actually get the brain on it. So for your first action investigating, you'll actually get the brain bonus from this.
Yeah, I think, like, that's a solid choice. Fearless is nice because we're taking, we have decent brain soak, but we're starting with brain damage from the Arcane Researches and can also help out Mark. Like, he can pass brain tests pretty well with his 3 brain. This bumps him up to 4 and can help him deal with that 5 brain he's got.
I mean, I love Fearless, so I think the card's,
You just love it because it can be played in.
Silas?
Yeah.
And also the art's like purple. It looks nice in the frame. I like that. We can run that over the Perceptions. Is that kind of what we're thinking?
Yeah, what is Clairvoyance ding us on? Is it health? Yeah, it dings us on health.
Horror.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Brain health.
I know I said health twice, but I meant, in my brain I was thinking the blue one.
The blue health, not red health.
Yeah. I think Fearless is a nice choice here, and I wouldn't be adverse to running the 2 plan of actions, but I do like the single Storm of Spirits and single Eye of Chaos a bit more, I think. In my opinion. I just hate it. It really butters my biscuits when I sit down to play the game with someone and they're like, I'm gonna do this thing, and then they can't do it.
I feel I suddenly just felt an awkward air rise over the table.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about that one is that it costs $5.
It is very expensive, but the thing is, I think this one, you're only playing this one if like you have nothing on like turn 2, because you can like turn 1 is your setup turn. You can play your deep knowledge. You can find your Rite of Seeking and be like, thank God, that's like one less resource. But I do agree. Like,
yeah, like if
making sure you do what you can do is the right thing.
If we spend experience on cards that let us find our spells more consistently, or on something like stirring up trouble, we can definitely just dump it. But like this thing, your deck if you're going to play experience cards in your deck, you need to get experience, so your deck needs to be functional for the first couple of scenarios. If you want to make it garbage later, gimmicky, that's fine. But like you gotta have experience to get there, you know? Your deck has to be competent at some point.
Alright, so the voice of Ra gets sent to the shadow
That's
realm.
also a video we should do, like a video on how to build jank decks.
Sure.
And enable bad cards.
Well, you mean the live deck building series doesn't do that enough? I get what you're saying.
No, those decks aren't functional.
What are you talking about? I was home alone and then I died on the 4th turn because I took some direct horror. I don't know what you're talking about. That was my fault, though. I completely forgot in the moment what Wendy's personal weakness did, so I really should have not been like, yeah, this is fine, I'll survive. I'm a survivor. We never die. All right, 1 second. I'm going to try something out. So one thing we did, unfortunately, in our Tony Morgan deck doctoring video is we put in too many blue cards. So what we're going to do is someone had an idea. Am I signed in?
We can't screw this on up. You're allowed to play infinite, as many of the colors as you want.
It's true. So one thing also, someone suggested that I actually thought was kind of a neat idea is seeing a hand before and after. I think that's like a pretty easy thing to add. So I'm going to just pass this to you guys while I try to like, figure out how to do that.
Pass what to us?
Discussion. Just talk about anything. How you feeling today, Travis? You having a good day?
I am. I have to play Arkham all day and not talk about Arkham.
Yeah.
Brim, what do you think we're gonna upgrades? We already have.
Okay, you know what? I'm not going to do the hand one for this because I haven't set it up and I need to take time, but I'm going to get that ready for the next video. So.
Okay. Upgrades. Obvious is the spells. We will be upgrading Ward of Protection. Is very good. And also,
it's not important.
You got Mark on your team. Mark's pretty solid, but
He'll figure it out.
yeah, no, like the important thing is upgrading your clue-getting spells.
Yeah, you also probably don't actually want to go past that mid-tier step. Because if you're playing 2 players, grabbing clues in multiples of 2 is better.
Yeah. Upgrading Fearless into like another Guts is a solid option. Upgrading Guts into better Guts is also a solid option that will help you find your Justin, you killed it. That will help you find your spells that actually do something faster. Other than that, like most of the really solid cards here are the low level ones. There isn't really anything that we can replace Holy Rosary with. There isn't really anything that we can, without moving into a sort of a Relic Armor build, which we could do. There isn't really anything that we can cut Renfield for. Nothing really does. Like Arcane Initiate could get upgraded, I guess, but nothing really does. Arcane Initiate's better than it does. Again, I wouldn't be adverse to dumping the Eye of Chaos for just something else. I could see also dumping the Drawn to the Flames for something else. Drawn to the Flame is a pretty solid card. It both loses and gains luster as you get a larger collection, where it loses luster in that like you just have better options of instead of drawing an encounter card to like get testless clues. But on the other side, you also get access to more cards that let you ignore the encounter deck, where you can also play like Deny Existence in particular. That makes drawing that encounter card that much less scary. So.
Oh, we might get to add 2 more cards.
I think we are short too.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Nice.
One thing that I would look to upgrade with this pile is like the zero-costed Ancestral Regal. Sure, it doesn't do cute things when you get to play it at different locations, but that doesn't matter. It's really good.
That's a yellow level 4 card.
Okay, sure. Luke can't play that one. Luke's shit.
You're garbage, Luke. Garbage.
He is playing that card. It's just level 0.
And not fast and trash.
Trash, he says. I do really like stirring up trouble for Luke. I think that's a better option
You
over...
need to be drawing cards. Otherwise, your deck doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, we have 2 more cards we gotta add.
We could also play like level 2 preposterous sketches if we're really concerned about card draw. We don't have any hand slots. We could be playing Scroll of Prophecies.
Yeah.
For card draw, we could be playing Ritual Candle.
Oh,
I don't want to play Scroll of Secrets.
This one they won't have.
Oh yeah,
So
okay.
check it out.
Yeah. You could play the Arcane Research. It does like if you funnel your first 4 experience into these. I think
Yeah,
that's what
for
it's
the
called, or
upgrade
Arcane
ones.
Insight.
No, it's research.
No, research because research is
Research
this one.
is that one.
Oh, studies.
Studies. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many arcane X's.
Where it, like,
Yeah, when
ticks
I'm
all
doing
the
those
boxes
deck
that
guides,
you
I
want.
go £sign and like arcane, and it comes up with like 7 things. I'm like, ugh.
And this is the
like the
upgraded one,
level 4 one.
which you will have. This card is
It's one
really
Jackal
good
deck. It's
in like
so
most
strong.
mystics.
Yeah. Yeah. It not only is it a guts, but it's a guts every turn.
Yeah. And also sometimes the game asks you to test book, and you can just be like, fine, I'll do it at 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. You could even like. If you don't have any charges on your stuff, you can funnel this into making your book score not suck.
This card is like quite expensive experience-wise, though.
Yeah, but we don't like the point. My point is simply that we don't need it for the rest of the deck.
Oh yeah.
Like the experience is not needed to make the rest of this function, right? Like you've got Arcane Research in order to upgrade your investigating spells, your clairvoyance, and your Rite of Seeking, almost for free.
Yeah. For Rite of Seeking, it is free.
Yeah.
No, it's a solid choice. It's a little. You have to like go all in on it, because the level 0 version is pretty trash.
Yeah.
Especially with how much everything else costs, right? Like the level 4 one is only good because you're getting 2 uses after turn, which is, don't get me wrong, it's great. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just like you gotta get those early.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that you include the level 0 version in your deck.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't think it's a very good way to go about that.
Yeah, I usually just when I buy Arcane Studies level 4, it's just
Yeah.
level 4.
Yeah, right.
And like
the mid-grade one is okay because it costs 0.
yeah, I think with a lot of investigators, like with Luke, it's like a later on. Like with Gloria, I usually go to Arcane 4 first, but I don't think with Luke you want to. I think you want to like, just jump onto other things. But we
Such
get
as?
upgrade your spells, get your
Which is free.
It is free, but I think also, if I had a full thing, like going for this one, like to me the Word of Command is just generally.
Yeah, but we don't have that card.
We don't have this card. It's true.
So
Yeah, but you could also just spend your experience on like sick purple cards, like Seal the Other Side.
I would even look at grabbing look at the other allies, see if you want to grab the charge one, because then it makes your spells last forever.
Twyla is strong.
Twyla is also very strong.
If we had built this deck differently, up to
She's
this
from
point,
Dream Eaters.
She's a dream.
Diana.
Oh my God.
The other
Yeah.
cool purple ally, the witch, is from
It's
Circle.
from Circle. Yeah. So what we're saying is the game gets a lot more fun when you have the entire collection. You can just build whatever you want. We still need 2 more level 0s. What do we want to put in here? It's just resources, just like...
I think we're actually good on the resources with the Uncage the Souls and the Davids. Like, our deck got a lot cheaper.
Controversial
we
opinion?
have our only event.
Knife?
I don't really think that's controversial. I think that most people would agree that's a stupid idea.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wouldn't mind something like even just ritual candles take up the hand slots.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. We love ritual candles here.
Yeah, we hated them for a long time.
Yeah, so it was weird. We
played that one
played the
time.
hell out of them, and then we stopped. We were like, "You're garbage." And now we're like, "This card's actually pretty good."
Yeah, it's like a crappy
Yeah.
Recall the Future, but like Recall the Future is pretty
this,
good.
Yeah, what this does, don't look at it as like it'll make your skills better when you draw those tokens. What it does is it makes the tokens difficulty one less for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Sick.
ritual candles are sick.
I'll throw them in.
It's also possible that it could have been worth playing like another level 0 ally.
A third one?
Yeah, because we want to be able to kill.
Sorry if that hurt your ears.
We want to be able to kill our Doom carrying allies
Yeah, I think that's fair.
whenever we want to.
We can also play like Midnight Moonlight Ritual. And then look at getting like a Blood Pact or playing Divermus Mysterious. There's not one we can play. Innsmouth Killy thing.
Moonlight Ritual goes all Doom, so you could use this on David if you really want to go down this route. There was the Blood Pact level 3, which is like a sick card.
It is.
Yeah. Divermus Mysterious you don't have, but it's
There's
very
that-
good with.
What's that? The book with the fish? That's the one. You know the one.
I do
Isn't
know
that
the one.
Carcosa? I mean,
Yeah.
that's like Innsmouth.
Innsmouth, yes, it's got the fish on it.
The fish.
It's too experienced.
Oh my god, what did I do?
Abyssal Tome.
Abyssal Tome, alright, there we go. You guys like, this is like, you're gonna have a big insight into how I remember cards.
It's the
I'm,
arts.
I'm good at like scenario cards, but player cards, they're just, there's the fish, you see him in the background?
Those ritual candles later could also become grotesque statues. Are very strong, especially with these, with the spells that hurt you if you draw the wrong token. Either the level 4 or the level 2 version is also very acceptable.
Do you not take the damage anyway?
I don't know, man.
Because ignore is like you still take it, but if you cancel the revelation,
No,
then it
so
wasn't revealed, right?
this, yeah, so here's, so you cancel, yeah, so ignore, you do, cancel, you, so I have a bone to pick with this game and its wording choices sometimes, and this is one of them. It's a whole different video. I'm not here to talk about this here, but apparently when you reveal a token and you cancel it, you never revealed it in the first place, but you still revealed the token to cancel it. But you know, Bryn is right. You still take the damage on the ignore, but cancel
so the
stops.
grotesque statue is much better if you're playing like the suite of spells that do extra things when you reveal tokens.
Yeah, okay.
Then
That's a
it
garbage
is,
rule.
Oh yeah.
Look, I don't make the rules.
It's like I just get them right.
If I made the rules, Luke Robinson could play 0, draw 3.
We could play level 4 recharge. It's actually kind of sweet. By that I mean it's not awful every time you play it, like the recharge level 2.
Yeah, I do. I agree. This one, I got a lot better when I saw Bryn play it in that deck you built for him, and it actually like worked. And I was like, "Whoa, this works!" Every time it happened, I was like, "Haha, meme card go brrrr," and then you know.
And then you're like, wow, that's like 4 charges. That was a lot.
Yeah, that did its job.
Yeah, we can always upgrade the Fearlesses.
Honestly, we should have just had this binder out from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah. Good play Robes of Endless Night.
Yeah, Robe of Endless Night is actually not even a bad level 0-2.
Yeah.
I kind of like the way this
I
deck
don't
looks
know
though. There's a
that
couple
we're playing
flex
the
slots.
density of
But
spells that is required to make this card good.
It's true.
Because we're looking,
Yeah, 'cause most of our
to
stuff,
play like
like-
one big spell and not like a lot of little
I think
spells.
that's fair. That's
Right.
fair.
yeah, like if we were playing, what's it called? If they had Read the Signs over
Yeah.
Drawn in the
Yes,
Flame.
yes, then yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's-
For reference for everyone at home, read the signs. If you don't know the cards like we do, this is the lady going like this. So that's how you probably know it.
Just dumping salt on the ground.
Yeah, she's like, I hate
She
this.
doesn't really look like she's reading. Her eyes are glowing.
Yeah.
It's not. My eyes don't glow when I read.
Well, she's reading cosmically. It's a big difference.
it is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. I think this deck is.
It's
It
looking
works.
pretty solid right now.
And there's a lot of choices, as always, with these that you can just. We gave you guys a bunch of options for how you want to take this, but I do think it's a bit more focused that the first one isn't, and also it's legal. That's what we just see
That's
here.
important.
Yeah, this is important. It turns out.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
people make fun of you in the comments for it.
And you know what? Much deserved. you know, but yeah. Sweet. We gave some ideas for upgrades. I heard you guys doing that while I was sorting through this pile of garbage. By that I mean not the deck, I mean my OBS overlay for how I do this. It's a lot easier when I have it in front of me and I'm just like going like this. Even just craning like this is a bit hard. But this is fun. I like this. I like this series and I'm excited to do more. So if you want us to do more, you can let us know in the comments by giving us a link for a deck that you want us to look at. Just because, I will also say, just because you give us a deck doesn't mean we're going to use it. Sometimes the decks are like good, and they're like, we can't really make a video.
Yeah, there's
about
like
this.
one weird card in it, but we're like, whatever.
Yeah, like,
the card is like
most
fine.
of our decks have like one weird card in it, right?
Yeah.
Or just some that are like, also like, we're like, there's not much to talk about here. Obviously, we're not going to do like a lot of Tony Morgan decks. We're probably not going to do another Luke deck for a while, but keep them coming. We have a big list of all of them, and I'll add them to the list, and we'll just draw as we go.
Yeah, but don't not send it in if you think it's good, because it might not be.
Yeah, no, just send your deck in, but just if we don't use it, we're not going to use every deck that we get submitted, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah. I would also like to say, if it's within your means, tarot cards, get you some.
oh, like the
Yeah, like the Circle Undone.
yeah.
Deluxe. It's got some tarot cards. They all cost 3. They
Dude,
all
Like 4 of Cups.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
Yeah,
Justin.
like this is the purple one.
They have all the deluxes, so they do
okay.
have this one.
Yeah, no, this card is a real solid upgrade for Luke because he only has 4 brain, and
5 is more than 4.
yeah, 5 is the difference between 5 and 4 is like it's bigger than the one that the numbers suggest it is. It feels like a lot more than that.
And then like you get the 4 of Cups and your Holy Rosary in play, and you're like,
Yep.
just go bam, but with your brain.
But with your brain. Yeah. Anyway, this particular set of cards, if you don't
If you don't have them, get them.
that deluxe is pretty strong.
Yeah.
They make a lot of investigators who work who shouldn't, or
They're just
maybe
on the
aren't.
cusp.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like not quite as good as others can be. Not to say that Luke is bad, because he's not.
But it's
but-
even like you see with like when you're playing Trish, right?
Yeah,
the difference from 4 book to 5 book
Yeah.
is so big.
Yeah,
It
five is a workable number on its own without increasing your numbers any other way, like with skills or upgraded spells or what have you.
Yeah.
5 can get the job done. It might not work as consistently as it would if you, as it would if you had a little more, but yeah, the difference between 4 and 5 is a pretty big deal. A lot of the difficulties in the game, particularly shroud values, are about 3-ish, and this puts you up 2, which is a reasonable chance of success.
It also depends a little bit on what difficulty you're playing at. We play on standard, so that's what we assume our people are playing on. If you're playing, and you can play like lots of fun cards on standard, which is why we do, because we get to, like to play weird things and not have to play the best stuff all the time.
Yeah.
But if you're playing on easy, you can kind of just put wherever you want in your deck.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll work.
Cool. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. This isn't a scheduled series, so it's just going to come up wherever it fills spots. But thanks for watching. Have a good one. We'll see you all very soon for the next video. And bye!